guys. So I got this nice Jaguar body I built four or 5 years ago. Just been hanging around doing nothing. So I'm gonna get it together. So while I'm doing that, thought I'll make a shielding video because that's what I'm gonna do here. I'll put some shielding in it before I assemble it. The paint's a little scuffied up from 4 or 5 years of bouncing around. But all in all, pretty good shape. It's a one-piece mahogany body. Which I love making, one-piece bodies. If you gotta have a favorite, I guess that's my favorite. Every builder has their preferences. That's I prefer to build one-piece bodies. They tend to cost more because you have to be more selective on the material. But I find it to be worth it. So the idea of shielding is make your guitar keep its mouth shut, except when you want it to make noise. When you pluck the strings, that's when you hear it. You don't want to hear it in between. Gets rid of that RF, radio frequency. Gets rid of RF interference when done properly. But there are other types of interference that shielding cannot get rid of. Common here is grounding issues. Philippines doesn't have a normally grounded system. I mean, your plugs, they've got two prongs. There's not a grounding plug. There's not a grounding lug. So your amps are kind of ungrounded. Everything's ungrounded, which in my opinion is not very good. But that's the way it is, so that's how you have to deal with it. It won't get rid of a lot of those noises. 99% of the time, shielding's going to get rid of all the noises in your guitar. But as I said, there's always some noises that can get through. One of them is the electrical wiring system not grounded. Sometimes that's an issue, sometimes it's not. Another issue can be a cable. Cheap cables are known for being noisy. If you're running your system through an extension cable, that's a pretty big culprit making noise. The more cable you have on your system, the louder the noise. Unfortunately, that's true. Well, as I said, shielding will get rid of almost all noise, almost all noticeable noise. But when you start adding different things into there, then that takes it out of the control of the guitar and starts being the cable is making noise, your extension cables are making noise. So if you're getting noise and you've had shielding, and previously it didn't make noise, you need to look at your circuitry. What all do you have in there? Because you can rectify that, you know. Cheap cables make noise. How do you fix that? Buy a good cable. So sometimes you just can't afford that, so you have to live with it. Be thankful that you got rid of all the noise that you did get rid of. I'd say that, but it's the truth. So, a lot of guys, I've gotten questions, can I do shielding myself? Is it very difficult? I try to answer consistently the same answer. Yes, you can do shielding yourself. It's not that difficult. It just takes knowledge. A lot of people think you get online, buy a roll of copper tape, and just stick it in there. Unfortunately, that's not the case. Copper tape is specific, okay? Most copper tape being sold, that I've seen here at least, is for landscapers. How do you know the difference between the landscaping tape and electronic shielding tape? Well, the tape that they're using for landscapes got extra sticky stuff on the back. This has sticky stuff too. But their sticky stuff is a little extra sticky. You see it. And it's non-conductive. So if you use it to put in your guitar to shield, when you overlap the pieces, it doesn't carry a connection from this piece to that piece because the adhesive blocks it. So you have to buy shielding tape which is conductive on two sides. If the seller doesn't specify if it's conductive on one side or two sides, and he's probably got one-sided and he doesn't want to tell you because he wants to sell it to everybody. Can you use that stuff for shielding? Well, yes you can. But if you're going to use it, you need to put a drop of solder. If you have two pieces side by side, overlapped, you need to put some solder there so that this piece connects to that piece, because it's not connecting just laying on top. So yes you can, but you're going to have to do a lot of soldering. And that's a problem in itself because you're going to heat up the adhesive. So good chance your copper stuff's going to come loose, and it does that while you're at a gig. It's all kinds of problems. Starts touching wires. So the best bet is buy the correct stuff. So that's number one, get the correct stuff. So you can do it yourself. You just need to know things you need to look out for. Anybody that wants to know how to do it, I'll be glad to teach them. There's a lot more to look out for than what I just told you. But like I said, if you would like to know, come in, get yourself a shielding job, and while I'm doing it, I will teach you the whole thing. All the things you need to look out for. All the things you should and shouldn't do. I'll be glad to share that with you. Now, Jaguars like this, they typically have a brass plate in the bottom here, which is for grounding. I have been looking for that stuff, but I haven't been able to find it here. So I'm just going to use shielding. And in the cavities under the pickups, I'm going to double the shield. You can solder to this stuff. If I'm going to solder to it, I'm going to double up the shielding just to make it a little thicker. It won't burn through it because it's copper. But I just like to, I rather overdo things than, better too much than not enough. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. Better too much than not enough. And what I'm doing here is overkill. But this is mine. It's not one that I've put up for sale or anything. It's just my Jaguar, and it was my first time building a Jaguar. I'd always wanted a nice American-made Jaguar, and just never bought one. I don't know why. I've bought dozens of guitars. I have probably 30 of them inside the house here that are all mine. But I just never got around to buying one. So I built one. And I bought all American Fender Jaguar parts to put into it. Which you'll see later when I put this together. For now, you're getting to see some shielding done. So if you'd like to get yours shielded, I'm more than glad to help you out. Something like this Jaguar has a lot of cavities. So it would be deluxe shielding, $750. If you've got something with a small cavity, that's it. It's $500. Strat cavity is only $500. If you'd like the back of the pick guard done also, then it's deluxe. It increases it to $750. Does it need deluxe? Maybe, maybe not. Back of the pick guards should always be shielded, in my humble opinion. Mine are. Does yours need to be? Maybe, maybe not. Like I said, I often overdo things because I can. You don't have to. And also, as I said, if you'd like to learn how to do this and you'd like to do your guitar, bring it over. Pay me for a shielding job. It's not very expensive. And the whole thing we'll do together. I'll teach you the whole thing. Everything you should watch out for. Everything you should or shouldn't do. Best way to approach it. I'll even give you connections for purchasing the supplies. That's a tight little spot to get this down into. But I believe I can. Beautiful. Okay, well, that's 17 minutes. Thanks for joining me. I'll get this finished up. I'll see you later. Be good to each other. Well, I think that looks pretty good. Fully shielded. Of course, you know I'll do the back of the pickguard because it's mine. All right, hang around. You'll see what's next. Okay, well, here's the pickguard. It's actually made in Japan. I've ran a piece of wire through here, which will push it back. It's push back wire, so it's very easy to work with. Just shove it in that hole there. Pull the cloth back out of the way. It runs through and comes out over here. I'm going to take this nice brand new made in America Jaguar bridge. It's going to sit right in there. Just like so. And this is the wiring, which I pre-wired up. It's already pre-soldered. I already did this. Only one I'll need to solder is this. And it goes a little bit like this. There. All kinds of screws are attached to the magnets. These are the rubber springs. I think I need to trim those a little. Just run around here like so. This will sit in there. Here, I think I need to shorten those rubbers just a little bit. Push these wires down inside. And I need to trim up the copper a little bit. That'll sit in there just like so. Let me zoom out a little so you can see. I didn't realize you couldn't see. There we go. This will sit in there like such. This piece will come down in here like so. And I can see I got a little copper to trim there. And where's the knife when you want it? I'm just going to scratch a mark on it. And then I'm going to cut it back just a little bit shorter than that mark. And I'll peel it off with the razor. I'll probably need some screws in there. A little piece of copper right there. Scratch it. Pull this up. Put this one in. Oh, no, not that one. And then our switches here. Not going to screw this one down yet because of course I need to I'm going to need to do a little soldering under there. So we installed this earlier. That's why everything's fitting so nicely. But it has been a while. It looks like I got a little issue. That's the thing with these type of deals, these pick guards, if you don't use them, they can shrink on you. So I may need to make a little adjustment here, but that's all right. We can do that. That's going to fit very nice right there. That fits nicely there. A little bit tight right there. Well, let's get some more screws in there. Stainless steel screws. We can loosen this up. And we'll be able to push that down in there. If not, then I'll have to bring it up and trim it a little. Probably do that anyways. But I just want to do a pre-fit here. Yeah, that will do it. As I'm using my drill. Haven't gotten it back out since I came home. Whew. Lots of screws in a Jaguar. These are the bridge cups. I should have stuck those in before I started putting that in, but I think it'll be all right. Just like that. This is going to go right there. As soon as I get the soldering, I'm going to plug it in and let's get her done. I was planning to repaint this body, but I think I'm just going to leave it the way it is. Doesn't need to look brand new. Get some bridge screws in there. This hole here, in case you're wondering, is a palm mute. I didn't purchase the palm mute. I might later. This would fit there. This is an anti-rattle device. And then the palm mute, and there's a spring that slides in here. Sits there. I think that goes that way. Yeah, pretty sure. Anyways, I won't be using that apparently. They're very nice locking tuners. We'll be going in here. I'm going to change these buttons out to pearl. Fender neck plate will go on it. Even though it's not a Fender, it'll have my name on the headstock. Okay, that's it for right now. I'll do a little soldering and get this bridge screwed down. I gotta go find the screws for it. I got them somewhere. All right. See you soon. Thanks for joining me. And there it is. All assembled and wired up, shielded. I need to get a neck on it. That's gonna be great. You'll see. Stay tuned.